Hey guys, it's the Flagship Phantom, and this is an unboxing, setup, demo, and review of the new for 2024 Home Depot Levitating Reaper. Okay, so first off, this may be one of my most anticipated props ever to release. This is my first Halloween Home Depot prop. Besides Swan Scarecrow, I also have the Christmas ones, which are the Santa, the reindeer, and the Yoda. And Swan Scarecrow I won, so this is the first one I've ever gotten or bought. I also have Knight Dolahan on the way, which is going to be super awesome. Can't wait for him either. But this one is going to be my tallest animatronic yet. I do not yet have a 12-foot, which is very surprising to me. I really did like the 12-foot skeleton and the look of it, but I think this just knocks it out of the park for this one. And also, being only $300 is a great deal when you think that the 12-foot skeleton is the same price. Now, I stayed up all night to get one of these in the Home Depot drop, and I'm so glad I did, because this guy is going to be epic. Ooh, so first thing out of the box, got a bunch of parts here. We have instructions on the sides of the box, and also we have a bunch of parts here. Paper instructions as well, not just cardboard instructions. Okay, so many parts. What do we get to first? So we have a pole labeled F. And what is this? A pole labeled C. These are super thick, high quality poles. Really glad to see this. Like I said, I'm so excited. Never had a prop this massive before. We've got some poles with foam on them. Here is another pole with foam on it. All of these have wires connecting, which makes sense since there are so many light up features to this. We have this hand, we have a little light inside, super happy about that. I love that the hands light up, the chest lights up, and the head lights up. And it is servo with audio and the mouth moves. It's so crazy how much goes into this thing. This seems to be a part of the scythe, little bent. Here is a plastic scythe piece, awesome. Here is the actual blade of the scythe. Here is the other part. This is also by far the heaviest prop that I own. It isn't the biggest box, but it is the heaviest, weighing in at about 65 pounds, which is crazy. Here's another part. I love the detail of this. It's super high quality. No paint scratches or anything. Here is like a waste hoop, the control box, and a bunch of these wires here. Again, like I said, so many parts. We've got the some more scythe pieces. Most of these pieces are scythe pieces since how much it takes up. Here we have a whole plethora of poles, about 5 here. The next part looks to be, what's this? Half of the base. So these are the big SBI 12-foot bases. Here's this one, super heavy, one of the heaviest parts I've ever seen. Next is the shoulder frame, super massive. Here we have 3 stakes, very nice to be included. 4 stakes actually. This just looks like a regular SBI pole. Here is a pole labeled M. I think this prop has the most parts I have ever seen out of something. Even more than Nightcrawler. Here is its weatherproof adapter inside of this box. We also have, thankfully, very few screws here. Only 3, and then we also have an Allen wrench. I don't actually know what this part is. I think it's something that goes on the inside. Haven't seen something like this before. Here we have another one of the hands. Awesome. The detailing on this is just insane. Let's see, what's this part? Ooh, that's the head. We can save that for last. Here is the big, high-quality bag of clothing. I can feel some metal in this, probably some, like, hip loops or something. Here is the other part of the base. Ooh, this is a nice part. Here is the giant chest piece here. It's a massive, absolutely crazy. We've got wires in the back here. We have some stuff that's probably for stores. No, it's for us. We got use weights on the base. Do not display during strong winds. Contact us if animation doesn't work. Flammable. Some other stuff. Here is what looks like a back frame. And then finally, the coolest part, the head. Now this is a servo head. It's massive. Detailing is great. We have some springs and stuff on the back here. It's servo, so it wants to get covered up in the rain. We've got a ton of cloth here. Some wires. And then finally, that is everything in the box. So let us start setting this guy up. There are so many pieces. This guy comes with the 2 base pieces, a bunch of various scythe parts. We've got some scythe poles, some arm poles, the backing. We've got stakes, various adapters and plugs, all of this cosmetic stuff like the rib cage, head, and hands. We have the shoulder frame, waist loop, bunch of other poles for this figure. We have some clothes pieces, some more clothes pieces, and some screws. So this is so insane. Let me just show something funny to you guys. There are so many pieces that they ran out of letters in the alphabet, and at the end they just go Z, Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, which is insane how many pieces this guy has. Like I said, it's crazy. Now let's start putting this guy together and seeing how he's gonna look. Here we go. Step 1 is to put the 2 base pieces together, 2 of them being snap locks and 1 of them being a screw. Then you attach the pole labeled C down into the base by snap locking it and screwing it in right here. What I realized this is it's called a receiver box, and you slide these wires all the way up to the top of it to the control box so you can plug it in. Then we take the wires coming from there and then slide them through the scythe pole labeled D. Just make sure they go all the way through. We then just slide this over the pole here. Then we connect the pole labeled F right here. Then at this point, so you don't need to get a ladder, you just take this, put it at an angle, and then rest it on top of its box. You then slide on the pole of the side labeled G. And like I said, we have to slide these wires through all of the poles. You then just insert these 2 together like so. And same thing, take the side pole labeled H, slide these wires through, slide it over the pole, and then just connect it like so. Next part's gonna be a little tricky. We're snap locking on this pole labeled I, and there's like a little bit of wiggle room right here just to snap lock it in. It'll be a little tough, but we got it. We then connect on one of the foam arm poles labeled J. We then slide on the hand over the pole. Then you connect the wire from the hand to the wire from the arm, just like this, and then just slide the hand on it. You then slide on the scythe cover labeled L, and when you think this thing couldn't get any taller, you slide on one last pole labeled M. Then you take the clothes and slide one of the sleeves onto this arm. Then you just snap lock on the shoulder frame to the arm right here. You take the pole labeled P right here and connect it to the pole coming from the bottom of the shoulder frame. You then snap lock on the other arm, just like so. Then at the bottom of its body, connect on the hip loop and control box. Now it's time to connect on this awesome rib cage chest piece. That also means it's time for the epic head. Now I'm gonna go ahead and connect a ton of wires back there. Okay, it took a good while, but now I have everything wired up. Let's slide the clothes on. Now I'm just gonna go Velcro up the back. Then you also gotta Velcro up the front. There we go. Then you're gonna wanna put on this awesome massive hood. We then connect its other hand to the end of its arm and connect the wire coming from the arm and the wire coming from the hand. You then slide the last scythe cover over like so. Then you're going to want to go ahead and snap lock the scythe to the top of the pole. And finally, now's the big moment to stand him on up. Take a look at how insanely cool this guy looks. Just a few more steps and we can turn him on. We gotta take these 5 poles and snap lock them there, and there to secure the base. You then just take this part, put it on his back for extra form. We then plug the adapter to this part on the bottom, pushing it in and screwing it. This guy took me hours on end to set up, but now let's see the final result. Let's do a demo.
Hello, tiny mortal. You think it's a coincidence that our paths should cross? It never is. You are overdue to follow me into the underworld. I've got a charring bed of coals picked out for you to rest within. Your skeleton will look just like me very soon.
Final thoughts on him. I love him, I love him, I love him. He is the most awesome prop I think I have ever seen in retail. He stands giants, like you know he's big, but he is big. I love how many colors he has. The only problem I have with him, his sensor is not very good at detecting stuff. Like I have to go all the way up to him and like wiggle him for him to turn on. And even then, I mean, sometimes it doesn't work. But anyway, super excited with him. Can't wait to see him in the display. You can check out a full video coming soon of all of his different colors, demos, and phrases. But anyway, guys, love him so much. This has been the Flagship Phantom, and I'll see you guys next time.
You may attempt to flee, but the